So what is it like taking a song like Melinda More or Less to Daryl and Francis, and getting them to sort of put their own spin on it, sort of instrumentally. What is that process like?
Well, they weren't too keen to do to introduce my stuff into the set originally, because they didn't want to be thought of as a folk band. And but when they did, when they did, we did decide to record Melinda, which was really the first one. No, they just Francis and created a lovely harpsichord parts they just played beautifully on it, and they did their own thing on it, and which was really gorgeous. So I mean, I was just very, very happy to get one of my songs on a Curved Air album.
Right. So just on that, like, that song is quite, I want to say, sort of baroque sounding, and there's quite a few songs from especially early Curved Air where it sounds quite classical, especially songs like Vivaldi, and even Metamorphosis on Aircut. Did this sort of where did this sort of classical influence come from?
Well, they both, Darren and Francis, were music college graduates, and they just finished their music degrees, and Daryl went to the Royal College of Music and Francis to the Royal Academy of Music. I think it was that way round. So, but they were very much influenced by sort of West Coast rock music, sort of Spirit and people like that, and Francis loved Hendrix, who sort of influenced his kind of flamboyant guitar stuff, and and contemporary classical stuff was pretty weird at that time too, so that was kind of, those sort of things was kind of influenced their take on things. And so just the whole thing was really where they were coming from. And Francis was very into modulating sounds and playing with the VCS 3, and just creating unheard sounds that had never been heard before, which was that was the time when all that was evolving. So they were. And Daryl too, he was a showman. Everybody was really good on stage, but Daryl too was pretty boring. He'd be really flamboyant and with his scarf on the end of his violin, and explosions going off in Vivaldi, and making weird, strange noises himself. So, I mean, deliberately strange noises.